Welcome to Entrepreneurs Echo, where we make the founders' voices heard across industries, inspiring people to dream big, break barriers, and above all, build it boldly. Storytelling has always been a unique part of our lives. It comes in different forms and avatars, fashion being one of them. In today's podcast, I have the pleasure of introducing Krishna Siddhapura, the founder of Storytailor. Storytailor is a unique kidswear clothing brand that blends fashion with storytelling. Krishna's vision is to make the children adapt and adopt the uniqueness of our culture and morals at a very young age. Hi, Krishna. Welcome to Entrepreneurs Echo podcast. So, through the course of a conversation today, we will try and dig a little deeper into your journey as an entrepreneur, especially with respect to Storytailor journey. We will try and talk about your successes. We will try and talk about your failures as an entrepreneur, and we'll also try and get a lot of lessons from an entrepreneur's journey. And we will also try to dig a little deeper into your line of business as to what exactly you're doing and how you are trying to create an impact in the entire industry. So let me just begin with a little introduction about you. And so over to you, Krishna.
Hi, Anant. I'm Krishna, and it's great that you have invited me for this podcast. I remember meeting you at Startup Mahakum, and we exchange our ideas with each other, and I equally like what you do. So it's great to be here, and we'll be talking about my brand. We have named it Storytailor. It's a kidswear brand where we want to, reconnect this generation kids to the moral stories which we have grown up hearing to. Because nowadays, due to screen, nuclear family, both the parents working, the this generation kids are missing out on the storytelling aspect, which was a very important part of our upbringing. So we thought of a unique way to blend story and fashion together. That's where Storytailor is born.
Fantastic. So, can you throw a little bit of more light on your journey before being an entrepreneur? How did you become an entrepreneur? Did you have any corporate experience or anything of that sort? Anything that can enlighten the audiences more with respect to why you jumped into
Sure.
entrepreneurship?
Sure. So basically, by education, I am an instrumentation engineer. I passed out in 2008. And then I worked with an MNC named Ingersoll Rand for around 12 to 13 years. Post marriage, I shifted from Ahmedabad to Bombay, and I was working there with the same company. And after I got pregnant, I thought I would spend my quality time with the baby. And that's why I left my engineering career so that I can focus on my kid and I can be part of his, upbringing. And when we started shopping for him, we saw the kidswear market was highly saturated by superheroes, cartoons, and repetitive prints. Nothing unique about it and nothing Indian about it. So we used to develop fabric से हम लोग कुर्ता बनाते थे. My mother-in-law used to stitch and my mother also used to make unique outfits for me. So मुझे I like to dress up kids that way. So we used to get fabrics and then get unique kurtas or shirts stitched for the kids in our house. And then when we went out and take the kids in that garments, all of them used to say, ऐसे कपड़े मिलते नहीं है. We do not get such kind of clothing that easily for kids. And whenever we get something, there are very few brands who are looking after the Indianness aspect in terms of kids clothing. So what we used to do is we used to make such garments whenever there is any occasion, festival or any functions, and we used to dress up our kids in that garments, and they used to get lots of praise. Then we thought of this idea about like how we can do something, and me and my husband were brainstorming about this thing. So then we thought, why not we merge stories into this thing, because we have been brought up in joint family. We still live in joint family where my kid is taken care by his grandparents and my husband's grandparents. So two, three generations staying together. The kids used to get, the wisdom, the knowledge, everything used to be told to them through stories. So, and then when we see our friends who are staying in a nuclear family, they struggle with how to teach kids empathy, some kindness, and everybody is like, glued to their screens. So, and then they used to believe the fiction characters are real. Like I have an episode of some of the friends who's like, the kid was running after spider and he thought if he bites me, I'll become a Spider-Man. And that was like, how can that can be happening to kids? So how we can, just take them towards our culture subtly rather than बैठो पढ़ो ये story है पता है इससे ये होता है, this is the moral, rather than they are wearing the garment, they know that these are the intricate prints, उनको rabbit दिख रहा है कुछ tortoise दिख रहा है, then we give the flip book. So that way, we want to subtly introduce stories to them. And so we shifted from Mumbai to Baroda, where we want to, raise our kid in a little bit calm city, which is also culturally very active. And that's when Storytailor, was incepted.
That's interesting actually because you were saying that you actually started Storytailor as a brand after having a kid. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Okay, and
Yes.
then you also saw a gap in terms of the people not being too much in tune with their cultures. So
Correct.
which was also one of the reasons why you brought this entire concept of storyteller. Now tell me something when you're talking in terms of storytelling to the children via your clothes. What exactly are the different kinds of stories that you tell with respect to your clothing brand?
So currently we are focusing on morals. So our whole concept revolves around moral stories, not
Moral
just
stories.
stories,
Okay.
So the morals, every story has a small moral, but that will, in fact, stay with us, and that will, culturally we will be developed, morally we will be developed. जैसे
बिल्कुल.
if I take an example of mine, we were told कि हम whenever we brother sister or we were with friends we were fighting, तो हमको बोला जाता था दो बिल्ली है एक रोटी है अगर तीसरे को इन्वॉल्व करेंगे तो दोनों को नहीं मिलने वाला. So that is the story of two cats and monkey, but it has stayed with us till now. So
Correct.
that is the
वो
value
कहते हैं ना
of.
तीन तिगाड़ा काम बिगाड़ा उस तरह से.
Yes. So that is all derived from such stories. It is a very simple message. It is a very simple moral, but it stays with us. So how these moral stories we can incorporate. So we have currently selected Panchatantra stories, where we
Okay.
have yeah. So we have developed 14 story prints, which are all based from Panchatantra stories. So right now we are focusing on Panchatantra stories.
Okay, nice. So, when you tell these stories, it is obviously a pictorial representation that you will have on the t-shirts or on the kids' clothing brands and stuff like that, right? So do these come with some kind of a moral at the end of, as a form of the pictorial representation?
Yeah, so what we do is our process is such that we take a story, we develop the print in terms of a gist of the story. So because it's a hand printed on pure cotton, so we
So can you give
develop
an
it.
example
I'll
of
just show
this?
you. I'll just show you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have not kept it. Can you just bring? Okay, I have this. So this, can you see?
Oh yeah, sure. Yes, that's visible.
So this is the story of the hare and the tortoise.
Okay.
So here you will see a hare which is running. Then there is a tortoise. And in the negative space, there is a fox who played the role of umpire. This
Okay.
we most of the people don't know that there was a hare in the story. Because who decided the hare lost and the tortoise won? So
तो
the
ये
hare
सब
played the.
रिसर्च ये सब रिसर्च आप खुद करते हैं या आपकी एक टीम आपने
Yes,
बनाई है?
we have taken authentic storybooks, which has and then from the storybooks we have taken the story. Then we read the story. Then we develop. My husband is developing this prints. He is a graphic designer, so we have a in-house design team. So
Okay.
he develops this print in terms of the gist. Then it is repeated. So it will give a look which is not वो cartoon character जैसा नहीं रहेगा, but it will have a very good impression on the garments. But if you see in the closer part, you will see animals. and then the kids will connect. So with every garment you purchase with us, we give this kind of flip book sometimes. So
Yes.
whenever they purchase this, so that is the story of the hare and the tortoise. It
Nice.
comes with this flip book. So it's a visual animation, and it has more effect on their hand-eye coordinations and everything. So this comes with every garment. Whenever you order, for the age is about 2 years.
That's
Correct.
interesting.
So this way, the kid can understand what story he or she is wearing, because they are wearing it, they are carrying it. So they know this is a hare, this is a tortoise, this is a fox. It takes us a time to identify the fox, but the kids can easily identify. So there, because of the screens this time, these days, their imagination has come to a lower end. Previously, when हमको जब स्टोरीज सुनाते थे, we used to imagine हमारी स्टोरीज में रैबिट ग्रीन भी हो सकता था, पिंक टॉर्टोइज भी होता था, and we used to have green clouds also. So that was our imagination. Nowadays kids get everything spoon fed, so they are lacking on their imagination. So this way we have a line drawing only in this, but they can connect with
Nice.
the story,
Okay.
and then they can draw and they can color their story in their colors, and they can have their story world. And even our packaging, our tagging, everything has a story. Like this is the tag where every garment is tagged with the story. So we never leave anything unturned, so that subtly they are all connecting with the story. Because it is also, I have kids who are keeping this as the memory book. So they have collected
Okay.
all the stories, and these are small books which has written the story, which has stories written inside. My packaging also is like this. It comes in a box. This
Okay.
is a
Nice. Okay.
recycled box. It's basically a pizza box.
Okay.
We have customized it, and the back of it is a rabbit mask. So if you
Okay.
are purchasing anything, it is an experience. Like this is our thank you card, and it has a 10-gram game. So if the parents cut these shapes, the kids can make 20 animal
Right.
shapes out of it. They can play with it. So whenever they are buying this from us, they are getting an experience altogether. They are just not buying a garment.
So it's
And we
basically an
cater up
overall
to 8 years
experience.
for the
Got it. Got it. So it's overall experience that you're trying to create with the kids in terms of a new perspective towards
yes,
storytelling altogether
yes,
and connecting, via your clothing with the cultures and with the stories that needs to be told, which has a moral value.
correct,
Great.
correct.
So what is the kind of segment of children that you are catering to? Till what age group?
So, we cater from 6 months to 8 years,
8 years. Okay.
because that is the molding age for the kids. And till that, the parents are the decision makers for them. After 8 years, the kids are very self-dependent. They have their own choices and everything. And
Right.
this is a tender where you can, reconnect them to our stories and everything. So if that habit has been inculcated in a, small or younger age, they will develop that habit eventually.
So tell me something, Krishna. I'm very curious to know. Uh, every clothing brand of yours, I mean, every cloth, for example, if I get a t-shirt for an 80-year-old, every clothing brand will cover the entire story or will it only be the model? Because what you showed me, I think covers the entire story of that Panchatantra, right?
No, that is a gist. Like if you see this print, this is just a gist.
This is the
The
gist of the
hare is
story.
running, the tortoise is there, the fox is there. That's a
Okay.
repetitive print. So it will have only a gist part of this. It is in terms of a motif kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. And after that, if they, read the tag or the
The flip book.
flip book, they will get to know the story.
That's nice.
And
I think,
then
you're
we also have given them the freedom that you can change the ending of the story. What if the rabbit and tortoise became friend after that, and both of them win? So that thing, because we don't have to condition them that yeah, only rabbit lost and tortoise won. Both can be friends, both can win together. What happens after the story ends? So that way, you are opening their imagination power.
And what about the printing and everything is done in-house by you?
No.
I think you just told that your husband is the one who actually does the entire
So the
storytelling part of
prints
it and
are
stuff.
developed in-house. The prints
Okay.
are developed in-house. Then the printing, hand printing, it is done. It is done. We have outsources, and then we have a manufacturing setup here. We have a small manufacturing setup. So everything is stitched here. So only the printing part is we are getting outsourced because printing setup is a huge cost for us, and we are a bootstrap startup.
True, true, true. So how big is this entire market for kids clothing? I understand a lot of purchases today is happening through the e-commerce platforms. As
Yes,
per
yes.
your understanding, since you are actually in the skin of the business, what is the total addressable market that we're talking about as far as the kids clothing fashion thing is concerned?
See, Anand, we are in this era where there is a huge dispensable income for everyone right now. When we were growing up, we were not having that kind of parents who used to, we used to get used clothes also from the elder siblings. That you can reuse this, you can wear this. Nowadays,
True.
the parents are like very pampering the kids. Humko nahi mila hai, to we'll give it to kids. So this is one of the point which is also very big. Then, if we see the statistics, uh, only during the pandemic, the online sales and the retail sales for the kidswear market, only the kidswear market I'm talking, it has grown from like it has raised to 200%. And it is going to grow at a rate of 12.6% CAGR in the
Okay.
next 3 years.
Okay.
And it is a like some $13 billion market. And if we talk only about India, we have 13 million kids who are under age of 10. And every day
So
there are
that's a huge.
67,000 babies born in India alone. So if you can calculate, if even if I'm just targeting 0.5%, we have to cater 5 million kids. So it's a huge market, but there are many big players, and there are many big players from abroad who are taking good revenue from there.
Got it. Which is why my next very logical question would be that fair enough, you are identify the market segment, but this would be a very tough market to be in, right? Because having
It is. It is.
it's a very, very tough market, number one, because there's so much of competition that you have, with other players and stuff like that. While I understand that you're trying to create a niche, for yourself, and that's a very good space to be in. But what are the challenges that you are actually facing as an entrepreneur today, Krishna? That would be something which I'd be very curious to know, honestly.
So as you said, this is a big market, but there are equally big players, and they have a good marketing, strategy. They have a good marketing budget, and they have a good distribution channel. So, and also the price point, because when you are doing a bulk thing, the automatically your operational cost comes low, your gross margins increase, and everything. So yeah, that is a difficult thing we are addressing it, but we are also getting a good response for the parents who are suffering from the same problem which we suffer. So we need to identify such parents, we need to market them, and when we go to them we get a feedback that we were wanting for such things for so long, that you are doing so thing, such a brand and such a concept where which is not present everywhere. So I have many customers who are very loyal to us. Yesterday only I was participating in an exhibition, and there were parents who are my regular customers, and they are coming and taking 12 garments at one go. So that reassures us that yeah, the demand is there. Only thing is we need to reach them at a proper time and proper place. So
See,
we are.
I may be right or wrong, but this is just my understanding, basis uh, the little knowledge that I may be having with respect to this particular field. Tell me something, is it that your maximum business is from tier 2 and tier 3 cities, or is it, from the cosmopolitan cities?
See, till now, what data we have collected, what I've seen is our major market is in the south of India. And
South
that
of
is,
India.
yeah, because if you see the geographic location, they are having like a summer kind of atmosphere for most of the time. So cotton, which we are giving the purest of cotton, is
Right, right.
preferred choice for them. And cotton being the natural source of fabric in the Indian region, our skin, our atmospheric condition is very sustainable for that. And the kids also, are very comfortable wearing cotton. And if you see, we have a major sale from the metro cities, but
Right.
it is not like that we don't get orders from Tier 2, Tier 3 cities. We also get orders from Arunachal. We also get from Jammu Kashmir. So
Okay.
Assam. Yeah. But the ratio, if we see, we have metropolitan cities where, there are people who have high dispensable income. Then they want to, educate their kids, but due to their working or due to nuclear family, they are not able to, give that to the kid. So this way they can, just introduce them to this culture.
That brings me to another question. Actually, since you said that a lot of your business actually happens from the South, can we also safely assume that South is a little more culturally inclined and they
Yes.
want to impart more of the storytelling within the kids and give them more moral values? Is that something that we can safely assume? What is your sense about the entire thing?
Uh, we can assume that, but if I see the data, it is not like that only the South Indians are ordering. But if you see, there is because of the technological advancement and due to many big giant companies working in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and everything. So most
True.
of the people are staying there, which are, having there. They are relocated there and they can order from there. So it is
Correct.
like because of that, maybe we are getting.
Okay, okay, okay. So,
But yeah,
if I just
but
go a
South
little
Indians
back,
are more cultured to, more connected to the culture. We can safely say that I've assumed and there I've also noticed wherever I
yes.
visit there.
No, you're right, because currently, since I am, based in South India, and I have traveled across in different parts of the country, and I have been born and brought up in the north, so I can, very well. It's not to bring any controversial things over here, but this is just a basic level understanding that I have, where I've seen people from the north, I've seen people from the south. I have seen that, as you rightly said, they probably are a little more culturally inclined. That's obviously because I think the culture of temples here, the culture of worship here is something which is
And the culture of joint family, if you
joint
have the
family
elders
also. Correct.
around, it will be
Right.
revived. Like if I say myself, I am a working woman, I am an entrepreneur. But if you see me at my home, I am equally rooted culturally.
Culturally.
Culturally, we
Correct.
follow each and every tradition, and we follow each and every festival to the core, and we follow the same rituals which were followed by my grandmother-in-law. She's still alive and touch wood, but we follow that way.
Nice. Okay. Great. That's great, Krishna. So, I want to dig a little deeper into your entrepreneurship journey. What do you think has been maybe one of the biggest successes for you, and what do you think has been one of the biggest failures for you?
Okay. Uh, I celebrate each and every small success. So there are many successes for us, like
Very nice.
me
I like that
getting
statement, actually.
into,
I truly like that
yeah,
statement.
getting
Yeah,
into
go ahead.
IIM Bangalore as an incubation for women startup program.
Okay.
Before that, we were our first sale, our first customers, then getting listed into marketplaces like the Nestry, First Cry, Mintra, and getting recognitions. I was one of the first few in our cohort who was covered by Your Story. Then we were published in Indian Express, Sunday Times. So these are all small wins which feel like we should keep doing this.
That's I would say that's humility at your end, because if you've actually been covered by such interesting publications, then I'm sure this is one of the biggest successes. I think just being humble that these are small successes that you celebrate.
Yeah, yeah. We recently last year we got for Vadodara I was nominated as Women Entrepreneur of the Year. So
Fabulous. Very nice.
I got the award. So they're coming back again to us, and they are demanding that please introduce new stories because we have taken all the 14 stories from you. So now we need some new. So that feels a bigger success for us. Like, yeah, we should keep doing this. So that is there. Failures are equally as many as there were, successes. So we have taken some few steps, which were because we are a new entrepreneur. We are an engineer and an artist team who are coming into the fabric and textile sector, which we didn't knew about. So at the starting also we have taken some steps which has impacted a big loss. Like we introduced block printing first of the time because we wanted to do the hand printing kind of thing, and we want to revive it. But our design didn't, pop up in the block printing, and we had to have a 50 meter, 1,000 meter ka stock ऐसे ही for the block printing. So we lost that. So that was a learning. I will not say it is a failure, but that was a learning for us that this would not happen like for us. So there were some small decisions we take which impacted our business in a bigger, idea. So that we have taken. There were many.
Interesting. I think it's a very bold move that you've honestly done, Krishna, because to be in the clothing market when there are already so many players and there's so much of competition, I think you're trying to create a niche for yourself and trying to tell, you give your messaging via stories that connect with our culture. I think that's one of the most interesting parts of my entire takeaway from this conversation. What I also want you to kind of dig a little more in depth would be in terms of the e-commerce space and how are you leveraging e-commerce at this point of time? Because my understanding goes that I think most of the brands today, clothing brands today are adopting that as one of the biggest mediums for their sales. So,
Yes.
is it a similar kind of a stuff for you, or is there something which is
Yeah, yeah.
different that you're doing?
So currently, till now, we are only online we are selling. Previously, we started with the marketplaces just for the validation and,
Okay.
because there are so many frauds going on, to be frank. So parents or even as a customer, me, I'll be a little hesitant to buy from a new brand. So if I
Good,
see
good.
that this brand is available on Myntra and First Cry or some other marketplaces, then their due diligence or verifications has been done. So for that reason, and for to check the market also, we first started selling through marketplaces. For
Okay.
1.5 years, we sold through
तो
marketplaces,
marketplaces
and
मतलब कौन कौन सी
we
marketplaces
got
पर थे आप?
हम पहले थे we started with the Nestry. If you know the brand, it was a very good and successful brand, but then it had
Okay.
to be shut down due to some reason, I don't remember. uh, we started with the Nestry, and we grew very big with them, but then suddenly they shut down. And eventually, when we were selling through Nestry, we also registered for First Cry. And after, I didn't want to give money to the agents and everything. So I started following up with First Cry, Mintra. And after rigorous following up, after 3-4 months, we got onboarded with First Cry. And after
Okay.
around 8 months, we got onboarded with Mintra. So we are available on this marketplaces itself. And after
Okay.
that, we started selling only through marketplaces for 1.5 to 2 years. And then once we saw the potential that yes, our customers are liking it, we are getting positive feedbacks, then we started our website was there, but then we started marketing all through our website. So that's what, and now
Okay.
we are doing equally, like we have shifted it to our website 60-70%, and 30% is through marketplaces.
That's good. So interesting. So what you're saying is currently your ratio of sales which is happening, the split of sales which is happening currently for you, 60% is coming through your own website itself.
Yes,
Okay. And the balance 30-40% would be, from all these marketplaces that
all
you're.
the marketplaces. Yes.
That is interesting. So how are you really, kind of able to capture that 60% of the audience on your website itself? That's going to be a very interesting part to
That is through social media marketing, meta ads and
campaigns.
everything.
Okay.
And also we are doing some social media awareness. Then Now we will be doing influencer marketing. Then I'm also doing brand awareness program locally, where I conduct storytelling workshops and kids workshop, where the local people
That
can,
would, I think
yeah.
the offline would be a great tool for you in terms of expansion of this idea, right?
Correct. So that way I can, and I love being with kids. So that is one of my passion. So I curate workshops with kids where I do storytelling, but it is not only storytelling. They have fun, they have workshops, they do activities kind of thing, and then they keep coming back to us. So that way I'm building some awareness. Now we are collaborating with some schools nearby, where
Exactly.
preschools,
Okay.
so that we can connect them. We do brand awareness, then we also do workshop storytelling accordingly, and we can reach a higher mass, wider mass through it.
Yeah, that's precisely what I was trying to understand because while online is, because it's a kids segment, online is, of course, a
Correct.
very powerful medium where you target the parents, obviously. Uh, but if you have to do a little more offline, which will be more impactful, I think collaborating with the schools and all would be one of
Yes, so
the, which I
that's what
think,
I've
you're already
started.
doing it, right?
Yeah, we have started doing that. Eventually, slowly we will reach bigger schools and bigger cities then. But we also
Interesting.
do storytelling workshop, storytelling sessions, and I also record myself and put it up in social media. And the unknown facts about our festivals, our culture, which are not known to many people nowadays. So why Diwali is celebrated, why there are 5 days in Diwali, why Holi is celebrated, the background about all the festivals and culture. So that way, the parent can also connect that, yeah, this is a genuine attempt which she is doing, because she is imparting knowledge which we also don't know, and that the kids should know why we do this thing, why our culture still exists. Because I believe we are the last generations who know little bit. I don't say that I know very much. I know little bit, but if we don't pass on this to the next generation, they will know nothing, because they'll neither be westernized, they'll neither be our side. So that's a very bad thing for them.
No, irrespective of, I get your point where you're coming from. However, irrespective of what cultures people adopt, I think it's equally important that we at least know about it. A lot of these
Yes,
stories
at
have,
least we should know where we are coming from. Then
correct,
it is your individual choice, whatever you prefer to follow. But at least you should know, rather than blindly doing कि मम्मी ऐसा करती थी, दादी ऐसा करती थी. But you should have asked why they were doing that. You should know the reason about it. And that's what
correct, correct,
my
very true.
husband has taught me. He'll always ask my mother-in-law, ये दिया क्यों कर रहे हो? ये तिलक क्यों कर रहे हो? And every time he'll be questioning.
यानी कि मतलब questioning, I mean, people have to start questioning about all that. People have to
Yes.
start understanding, people have to start knowing that, yes, this is what has been my culture and this is what I believe in, irrespective of, um,
And if you go deeper, then there are many scientific connections also there, which has been, incorporated in terms of our religious culture.
oh, yeah,
So
absolutely,
even
absolutely.
fasting has the connection. अभी सब intermittent fasting और वो सब start किए हैं. हम लोग पहले 6 बजे के बाद नहीं खाते थे. That is intermittent
Correct.
fasting. Yeah.
But tell me something, Krishna, I'd also be very curious to know, are you looking at only India as a market for you, or are you looking at even expanding your services abroad?
No,
Because
no.
there's a
Yeah.
huge community of NRIs who are there and who would love to be a part of anything to do with,
I know.
culture building, culture bonding.
My target is the Indian diaspora, but I need somebody who will take me on some connection which is genuine enough to, help us to tap the export market, specifically targeting the Indian diaspora. I've got this feedback also. We have this, like Baroda, we have this NRI, whole lot of NRI people here. So they come in November, December, they stock it for the next year and they go. They'll take
Okay.
one or two sizes higher from me, and I have that database. But I need to have a good connection, or good some kind of a platform where I can reach the genuine Indian diaspora, and then we can cater to them. I'm equally excited to do that, but I'm not getting such good connects as of now. So we are in search of this thing.
Okay. So are you also looking at raising funds for your concern?
As of now, yes, we are. But as I said, I need somebody who has their vision, which is aligned to our vision. We just don't want to be another kids wear brand and growing into masses and all. But yes, we are looking for funds. We are
Yeah,
looking
because
for
operating in a
grants
niche
also.
segment, when you operate on a very niche kind of a segment, I think the ball game totally changes there, right?
Yes, yes,
As far as the funding scene is also concerned,
yes.
especially in
And
the apparel
nowadays, the
space.
tech and AI has taken the fund sectors so much that brands like us, they are appreciated, but then they think that there are too much work to do, or I don't know will it grow or not, because tech mein jaldi बढ़ जाएगा ये हो जाएगा. So but yet
Correct.
we have not started actively look for fundings. We are right now, our target is to get a grant or something because we have yet not applied for anything.
ओके ओके। और आपकी प्रिंटिंग वगैरह सब वहीं पर होती है, बड़ौदा में होती है सारी की सारी वो।
अहमदाबाद में होती है हमारा.
ओके ओके, सो यू हैव अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेटअप एंड ऑल देयर कंप्लीटली।
Yes, yes.
ओके, सो एवरीथिंग इज बेसिकली डन इन हाउस, नथिंग इज आउटसोर्स्ड।
The printing is outsourced, which
The
we
printing is
get it
outsourced,
done
okay.
from
Ah,
Ahmedabad.
you told, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So what are your views on the current D2C explosion which is happening in the e-commerce space, Krishna?
Uh, It
You
is
have any
good
specific
as such, but some giants like, as we say, Amazon, Flipkarts, and all, they have spoiled the customer. I'll be very blunt about it, because the customers are not empathic or sensitive towards the brands who are working like us. They order because cash on delivery hai, no question ask returns hai. So they order anytime, they return it anytime. We used to get Anant, you won't believe, we used to get garments which are worn for one time. There are chocolate stains, kumkum stains, and then they return it. So that is a huge cost for a brand like us, because I cannot resell it, I cannot do anything. Then we donate this, because I already run a program where I buy back the garments and then we donate to the ashram shalas nearby. But then,
nice, okay.
this D2C boom is good, but then there should be some measures which can be, taken to confine how people are buying online. They should be consciously buying this thing. जैसे हम शॉप में जाके खरीदते हैं तो you are very conscious what you are taking. You should be
Correct,
equally
correct, correct.
conscious about what you are buying from the online brand, because it costs as shipping cost, return shipping cost, packaging cost, which is also harming the environment, because there are eco-friendly packaging, but then due to our Indian distribution system, they are not that effective because it tears up, water running, kahin pe bhi dala hota hai. So there are such issues which are still to be taken care by the system.
Okay, okay. So if you were to ask via this medium with respect to business that you are in, what would that ask be to the audiences, and what would that one thing that you feel is something which is needed for your industry to thrive, and especially in the field that you are in?
I feel that you buy from us and you'll get to know a good how a good brand works, which is keeping your kids in center rather than comparing the prices. Only the prices. You see whatever is a brand doing to give back to your kids, and rather than comparing to the giants, if you see the locally purchased thing, right now even our government is following make in India thing. Why
Correct.
do we not support a brand which are not only me, or there are many indigenous brands who are working together. There are many brands who are bringing culture back, who are bringing new products which are not developed. So I'll say we give them a chance rather than opting for any imported products. We should focus on, like, India become not the biggest importer, we can become a biggest exporter. So that way the
Exporter.
customers can also that is the customers who will play this part in this. That is what I
Interesting.
think as of now.
And how's your pricing point, Krishna? Is it very competitive or is it on the higher side, lower
No,
side, or
no,
what
no.
is it?
Our pricing are very,
Pardon?
as per me, I am a 8-year-old boy's mom. So I know how the market is there and we are equally competent to them. So my prices starts from 499 and it goes up to
Okay.
2500 for the ethnic wear in the 8 year.
Nice. Okay. So this is for
Yeah.
both.
So casuals are almost 700 to 1200. So we
Okay.
have launched
Okay.
sleepwear right now, which we have priced at 699. So that is 699 is a very, and it comes with a storybook. So the story they are wearing, it will come with a storybook, so the kid can read out the story and wear the same nightwear and sleep.
Right. Interesting. And so, in your entire journey, Krishna, what has been the biggest lesson as an entrepreneur, and what is it that you would like to tell the audiences as one of your key takeaways from being an entrepreneur? What is that a person needs as one of the top most skill to become an entrepreneur? Basis your experience.
You don't need the too many skills to become an entrepreneur. You just need to be there for every day. You just need to come up. You need to
Consistency.
show up. Consistency is the key because even if you are on your lowest low or highest high, you have to work. And being an entrepreneur is not an easy job. You have to be a packer, a shipping material. You won't believe I learned stitching. I am an engineer, but I learned stitching when I started this brand because I don't want
So that
anybody to
zest for
fool me.
learning.
Because the skill Yeah, because the skilled laborers, they have this tendency to, fool you around that this will take, no, no, इसमें तो 2 दिन निकल जाएंगे. But if I know the skill, I can tell them that ये 2 घंटे में हो जाएगा and you have to do that. So you have to get your hands dirty if you want to do something. You can't be in an AC office and you have to do the drill. So that's what my biggest key point is, that no work is small. You have to do everything. I do shipping as of now. I do packing as of now. If my team is not there, nothing goes, nothing stops. Nothing gets halted due to any absence of any team member. I'll do everything.
So, Krishna, how do you deal with failures? Yeah, because failures is a very, very integral part of an entrepreneur's life on a daily basis, right? Success is success. Success is once in a blue moon. Okay, failures is something that happens every day to an entrepreneur.
When you have the success, there are many people. But when there are failures, I have few people and thanks to IIM Bangalore, because I can talk to them business wise also. And when I'm low, I cry. First of all, I cry. That is my biggest thing. I went and talk. Then my husband's shoulder is to cry on. Then we come up with a solution. That is my a cycle kind of thing. I cry a lot, but then I stand up again.
Interesting. So, what you're saying is basically have a very strong mindset towards failures. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because whatever you do, you give your 200%. If it is not meant to be, it will fail, and you have to accept and you have to move forward. I took some decision last year that no, no, I'll change this agency, I'll do this, I'll do that. We were in the top of our performance. We suddenly boom. So that then I learned, and then we had some personal family emergencies going on. My father-in-law was not here well, so everything was gray in that area. And then we said, "Abhi kya kar rahe hain? Nahi, karna to hai hi." That was our bottom line. No, we have to do. We have to keep it going on, and we will do small step by step. Now we'll not take a big
So, do
leap.
you believe that purpose is very, very important?
Whenever there
Do
is a time,
you
we'll take the big leap. But
got it?
it is the most important thing. Your product are not that okay, it will work. But if your purpose, your vision, and if your passion is there, if anything you're doing is out of passion, then you will be able to do it. Otherwise, you'll easily get bored and you will be easily taken down. So passion is what you keeps going, no, I want to do this. Because
Right.
मुझे बहुत लोग बोलते हैं तू engineer बन के तू tailor बन रही है. You have become a tailor from an engineer. I don't mind. I have the time. I have the liberty that my son plays with me in the office. We have a studio setup where he plays whole day. He is with me. So I have that freedom and I am successful that way then.
I think in addition to the, to your purpose and other things, I think your attention and focus also is a very, very important aspect of being a successful
Very much.
entrepreneur. So I was recently,
Very.
having a podcast with a coach who is specifically doing coaching only for attention and focus and nothing else. So it was a very
Oh,
interesting episode. I'm sure,
that's
I
great.
mean, I will put it up very shortly on that. I think, you should also go and look at it. I think it's a very, very important lesson for all the entrepreneurs
Surely.
as to how to get attention and focus when there are so many distractions around you. So,
Yeah. We entrepreneurs are always multitasking. Like right now, also, I have some orders. I'm just checking.
yeah, because the mind is, constantly working on something or the other. There are
Yeah.
different things that, you are the sweeper, you are the swapper, you are the
Yeah.
strategic thinker, you are the executor.
Correct.
So you are basically one and all
Yeah,
kind of
but
a thing.
that is needed. I'll definitely check that. I'll definitely check the podcast you're taking
Oh,
because
yes, yes,
that
yes.
is
So
a
I'm
mandatory
going to
thing for entrepreneurs.
yeah, yeah. So I think it's going to be a very interesting thing for all the people who are listening to us. So of course we got a lot of perspective about your entrepreneurship journey, your successes, your failures, and what exactly storyteller, why a storyteller you intend to bring about a change in the entire fraternity. If you have to tell maybe in a few sentences or a few words also is okay, depending on your comfort, what is the bigger vision for Storytailor?
So that I have, re-memorized and revisited. अभी manifestation बहुत बोलते हैं लोग, but हम लोग ऐसे बोलते हैं कि हमारे मुंह में सरस्वती बैठती है. That's what we come from. We believe that whatever you speak, sometimes Goddess Saraswati will grant that. So we believe that I want to make Storyteller a first cry model, but everything will be connected to the stories. So we are in the phase where we'll be launching toys, nursery items, decor items, and t-shirts and everything. So we are going to expand that.
You're going to expand that, but the focus will be only in terms of storytelling.
In terms of stories, yes. And there are many stories. We'll never exhaust out of stories.
Absolutely,
We can have
absolutely.
our cultural stories. Yeah. So that is what our focus is on. Because if you see Disney, Donald Duck हमारे time से था अभी भी चला रहा है. So why not we? So we want to, just bring back the culture of storytelling and revive it and retain it.
Very interesting, Krishna. I think this has been a very immersive experience having had a conversation with you. You've actually given us a deeper
Okay.
perspective in terms of how the market is with respect to kids' clothing and specifically with respect to, your type of business that you are in, especially in terms of storytelling and stuff like that, which is getting closer to our culture. And it's
Correct.
actually been very, very interesting talking to you. So thank you so much for having this
Correct.
podcast with me. And I truly wish Storyteller all the very best in all their future ventures. And I would love to see you not only having an Indian presence, I would love to see you having a global presence, to be very honest with you. It's my, from a very genuine, heartfelt stuff. And I would love to, kind of purchase clothes myself for my own children,
Sure.
from your website and see if I can, bring about a change via telling some stories which are very close to our culture.
Sure. I really enjoyed our conversation because I also got some real ideas or whatever brushed up. I have the entire journey I have brushed up. So thank you, Anand, for calling me and for participating in this podcast. I really enjoyed it.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.